Grants and housing funds are vital resources for supporting homebuyers, especially those with limited incomes or savings. These programs provide financial assistance to reduce the costs of purchasing a home, making them a valuable option for buyers who need extra support. As realtors, understanding how grants and housing funds work is essential for guiding clients through the process and helping them take full advantage of these opportunities. In this lesson, we're going to explore the key aspects of grants and housing funds, including their structure, who qualifies, and the important details you need to know when working with buyers. So, what exactly are housing grants and housing funds? Grants are financial assistance programs typically offered by federal, state, or local governments, as well as private organizations and nonprofits. The best part? The funds provided by grants generally do not need to be repaid, making them a cost-effective way to help buyers achieve homeownership. On the other hand, housing funds often take the form of low-interest or deferred payment loans designed to cover down payments, closing costs, or other expenses. These programs aim to make homeownership more accessible by addressing common financial barriers. Now let's talk about eligibility requirements. To qualify for housing grants or funds, buyers must meet specific criteria. These typically include income limits. Most programs target low to moderate income households, with limits that vary by location and household size. First-time homebuyer status. Many grants are reserved for first-time buyers, defined as those who haven't owned a home in the past 3 years. Primary residence. The home must be used as the buyer's primary residence, not a second home or investment property. Purchase price limits. Some programs set maximum purchase prices for eligible properties. Homebuyer education. Most programs require applicants to complete a homebuyer education course to ensure they're prepared for home ownership responsibilities. Next, let's look at income and debt to income, what we call DTI ratio requirements. Housing grants and funds often assess a buyer's financial situation, including their DTI ratio. The DTI ratio is calculated by dividing total monthly debt payments by gross monthly income and multiplying by 100. For example, if a borrower earns $4,500 per month and has $1,450 in monthly debt payments, including their mortgage, car loan, credit cards, and student loans, their DTI ratio would be 1,350 divided by 4,500 equals 0.3 or 30%. Most programs prefer a DTI ratio of 43% or lower, though exceptions may be made for borrowers with compensating factors such as strong credit or additional savings. Speaking of credit scores, grants and housing funds often have more flexible requirements compared to conventional loans. A minimum credit score of 620 to 640 is typical, but some programs may consider lower scores if the buyer demonstrates financial stability or other strengths. One of the biggest benefits of grants and housing funds is the reduction in upfront costs. Many programs provide funds to cover down payments and closing costs, significantly lowering the financial burden of buying a home. Additionally, grants usually don't require repayment, and housing funds may offer deferred or zero-interest repayment terms. It's important to note that grants and housing funds can only be used to purchase primary residences. They're not available for second homes or investment properties. Eligible properties include single-family homes, townhomes, and condominiums, provided they meet the program's guidelines. So, who is the ideal candidate for grants or housing funds? These programs are best suited for first-time home buyers or buyers in eligible target areas, buyers with low to moderate incomes who meet the program's income limits, borrowers looking for assistance with upfront costs like down payments and closing costs, families or individuals with stable incomes and moderate credit scores who may not qualify for conventional financing, buyers seeking a cost-effective path to homeownership with reduced financial barriers. To wrap it up, grants and housing funds are powerful tools for making homeownership more accessible and affordable. Their unique benefits, like reduced upfront costs, no repayment requirements for grants, and flexible terms for housing funds, make them invaluable resources for eligible buyers. By understanding these programs, their requirements, and their benefits, we can better serve our clients and help them achieve their dream of homeownership. I will see you guys in the next lesson.